I talked about staying involved, and our keynote speaker today is a shining example of involvement, a valued partner who continually demonstrates her deep commitment to the McCombs School of Business. Jill Lampert is Chief Financial and Administrative Office of NGP, a premier investment franchise in the natural resources industry with over $20 billion in aggregate cumulative capital. Jill Lampert earned her BBA in accounting from McCombs and remains a certified public accountant. She is a former council member for Finance and also currently serves on our K. Bailey Hutchison Energy Center for Business Law and Policy on their executive council. Jill serves on a number of other boards, is a strong advocate for women in energy. She leads NGP Connect's efforts, organizing events to foster connections and identify women with the skills to rise into leadership roles in the energy sector. And during her time on the MSF Advisory Council, she extended this same support to our women in that program. Jill isn't just a proud alumna of McCombs and an invested supporter of the MS programs, but she is also a proud parent of one of our very own MSM alums from the class of 2021. So please join me in welcoming your distinguished commencement speaker, Jill Lampert.
Thank you, Dean Mills, department chairs, distinguished faculty, graduates, parents, grandparents, families, and friends. I am so honored and so excited to be here today to celebrate the Graduating Masters of Science Program 2022. Congratulations, you did it. Your graduation is no small accomplishment. This is not a birthday that comes and goes every year. You worked hard and persevered. You deserve recognition and celebration. Take a moment to look around yourself. Look over your shoulders. Even if you're hung over, please take a moment, a mental picture of this moment, and it will remind you decades from now, savor it. Like you, I'm also a Longhorn. My husband is a Longhorn. In fact, my husband and I met on a blind date roundup weekend when we were still in high school. 38 short years later, thank you, UT. We have a lot of younger Longhorns in our family, including 3 nieces and a nephew. Our daughter completed both her undergraduate degree at UT as well as her MSM through this very program just 1 year ago. Same daughter is living in Austin, gainfully employed and loving her job. Thank you, UT. I realize you spent your entire life as students being lectured to, so instead of a lecture, I'm going to offer parting advice by describing 3 strategies that have paid huge dividends to me in my life. Build your skills, work hard and network, and be kind. Today, I'm the Chief Financial and Administrative Officer of a large private equity firm, but my journey obviously did not start here. My journey started right here at the University of Texas, where I pursued accounting because, well, my dad was an accountant. Raise your hand of how many of you your degree was influenced by a family member. Yeah, see? On your path, expect that you will zig and zag along the way. My path took me through audit, process consulting, controllership, operations, family office management, and multiple years with nonprofit before I landed with my current company in private equity. Even over my 15 years with my current employer, NGP, I have filled many roles, increasing my responsibilities along the way. My career, like my life, has been mine alone. so too your path will be uniquely yours. Let's talk about the three strategies that I mentioned. Strategy number one, build your skills. Life is a journey, and along the way, you will build skills, transferable skills that you will use for the rest of your life. In business, these are the building blocks that will empower you to better solve problems, which will make you more valuable to your team. I know you've heard this cliche, Rome was not built in a day, but this is true. Some things that are worth building take time. Expect your career to take time. I'm not saying there's not an Elon Musk amongst us, but for most of us, building a career happens over time. Over time, you will build skill sets that will grow in both depth and in strength. Time is your friend if you remain open to this aspect of your personal growth. Even as you zig and you zag along your path, avoiding potholes, cresting hills, experiencing valleys, stay focused on the positive and learn through your experiences. I can reflect on my own journey and appreciate how I added skills and experiences along the way. Like learning to crawl before walking, on my first job out of school, I honed the skills around the functional pieces of accounting general ledger, controls, and reporting. Like learning to walk before running, as a consultant, I used my accounting knowledge to make process improvements, identify roadblocks, and improve business outcomes. Learning to run, I learned how to manage groups of people in multiple functional groups, applying my experiences from both audit and consulting to improve operations, outcomes, and produce financial tools and reports. As I grew with larger companies, I leveraged my skills and experiences to address larger, more complex teams. So by the time I arrived at my current position, I had accumulated many skill sets and experiences that allow me to confidently perform at a higher level. As you can see, unless you're a unicorn, you should not expect a straight path. It will be a journey with twists and turns, hills and valleys. Embrace your path. In the end, you will be where you're supposed to be. It's important to enjoy the ride. Did I mention that I birthed 3 kids along the way? Yes, ladies, you can manage work and family. I'm not saying it's easy, but I can attest it can be tremendously rewarding for those who are committed to making it work. I have 3 children whose successes I'm very proud of, but more for the stand-up humans that they are. Remember that each one of you will be a role model to those who love and respect you. Remember to conduct yourself accordingly. At least conduct yourself accordingly after this weekend. Strategy number 2, work hard and network. A colleague of mine has a sign in her office that reads, "The harder I work, the luckier I get." Nothing could be truer. My mother-in-law offers a similar message by quoting the chemist Louis Pasteur, "Luck favors the prepared mind." However you want to hear it, dig in, do the hard work, and this is how you will create your luck. Believe it or not, when you do this, everything will be a little easier because you're gaining experience through your work. You'll find that if you dig in and work hard, you'll be prepared to tackle new opportunities when those opportunities present themselves. Even if you feel your hard work goes unnoticed, continue to work hard and take pride in your work. You do not know when the right opportunity will present itself, but you will be better prepared to tackle it when it does. I mentioned taking pride in your work. No matter what you're doing, be determined to do it well. Not everything that you're tasked with will be fun, challenging, or even interesting. Not everything, while you persevere through those hard times, remember everything you do reflects you. Decide how you want to reflect yourself and do it. This is your best opportunity to influence how others see you. You will find that these others will show up when you least expect it. Appreciate that you're part of a network. Networking is important. Right now, your network is largely personal. Personal connections enhance our joy and fulfillment in everything we do, from the simplest task of enjoying a meal to completing a big project. When we learn so much from each other, helping define who we are and inspiring us to be who we want to be. Invest in the people around you. Look around you. You've already started building your network. You've been working, learning, and laughing with each other and with your classmates for the last 10 months. This is an amazing program and one you should leverage for the rest of your career. These relationships are part of your network tapestry. Feed it, foster it, stay connected to each other and to this place, the University of Texas. I clearly recall a lunch I had many years ago with friends. This would be no different than you having lunch with your school friends sitting next to you right here. At the time, I had been looking for a new job. I happened to have 2 offers in hand. At lunch, I found out that one of my friends was also looking for a job, and she wanted the job that I wasn't interested in. We talked about it over lunch, and when I went and told the company that I was rejecting the job, I offered my friend as their solution. Now, 20 years later, she is a named partner and owner of the firm that she subsequently helped to build. This illustrates the value of networking. Even my opportunity at NGP was driven by my network. The founder of NGP was part of my network for years, but we never discussed the potential for me to work professionally at his firm. He became aware that I wanted to leave my then employer and reached out to see if I might be interested in interviewing. That was 15 years ago, and I'm still growing with NGP. My message to you is that you should look to expand your network, and you should look to strengthen your connections within your network. You never know what opportunity might arise as a result. Find mentors who want to see your success and who will help you navigate along the way. On that note, as a senior executive, I am committed to mentoring younger colleagues navigate their own careers. In my industry, finding a woman executive is rather rare. So I became motivated to create opportunities for women to develop relationships with other women in energy, developing events for women to connect. I expanded our database of women in energy from over 100 to well over 1,000. But more importantly, it has resulted in new friendships, new insights, new connections, and new opportunities for me, my firm, and the women that we connected. This effort led me back to the university where I've had the opportunity to mentor many MSF students. My last point, strategy number 3, be kind. My very first week of my post-college career, my colleagues and I gathered in a conference room for new staff training. I will never forget what the 2 trainers, who were probably only a couple of years older than me, said. They said, "Be kind to everyone. You never know who the other person is. When you're cutting someone off to get a parking spot, or running late and don't hold the elevator, or are rude on a call, or don't answer in a friendly voice, that other person might be a client or a future client, a colleague or a future colleague, or perhaps it's no one at all. You just don't know. Imagine walking into a meeting to find that the CEO is the one you just cut off or didn't hold the elevator for. It only takes a moment to be kind." Regarding people in your workplace, regardless of their role, be kind, friendly, respectful, and grateful. Everyone has something to contribute and to appreciate. At the same time, everyone in your workplace will have had a bad day or say something that you may take offense to. My advice is to be thoughtful in your response. It takes confidence to rise above it all and give people grace. Try it. It will pay dividends. Perhaps most importantly, be kind to yourself. Do the best you possibly can, and if you make a mistake, learn from it and move on. There's always tomorrow. Don't be too hard on yourself. Give yourself pats on the back and enjoy and appreciate the work you do. A career is called a career because it takes time to build. Your journey is just beginning. Nourish it, foster it, develop it. You will have bumps, hills, and valleys along the way. Build your skills, work hard, use your network to help you through the highs and lows. Be kind to yourself and one another, and most importantly, be patient and enjoy the ride and the relationships along the way. With all this, I wish you much success in your journey. Hook 'em.
thank you, Jill. To your dedication to